Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm now back with my Fusion videos. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to enter foreign currency journals in Fusion GL. So before we proceed further, we need to understand what is foreign currency journal. Foreign currency journals are the journals where the currency of the journal is not equal to your functional currency or your set of books or your ledger currency. So wherever you enter journals in a currency which is not same as that of your functional currency, then that's called a foreign currency journal. So before you enter a foreign currency journal, you should ensure that the exchange rate is available between the functional currency and that foreign currency behind the scenes in the manage daily rate screen. So I'll show you first how to enter the exchange rate, and then we'll get into the journal entry screen wherein you can enter the foreign currency journal. So first you need to get into setup and maintenance. Setup and maintenance, and select financials, and then select for the task of manage daily rates. Okay, manage daily rates. So here you will be able to see different conversion rate types, and in the next tab, which is a daily rate, so this is where you need to specify your exchange rate. So let me okay, in my current example, I'm using a ledger called Infusion Ledger, and the functional currency of that particular ledger is USD. And I'll try to enter some journals in the Canadian dollar, which is a foreign currency for my ledger. So let me check if there is any exchange rate between USD and Canadian dollar for today's date, which is 27th of July. So from currency is USD, and two currencies Canadian dollar, and then rate date is today's date. And the rate type, there are different rate types available in the system. So I'll check if there is any exchange rate available in the system for the rate type of spot. It's always mandatory that whenever you enter your exchange rate, it should be entered against any specific conversion rate type. Okay, so there are no exchange rates available in the system. Now I'll show you how to enter the exchange rate. So there's a button called create in spreadsheet. Click on the particular button, which will download a spreadsheet. Open the spreadsheet. Click on enable editing. You are about to connect to the so and so URL. Do you wish to continue? Say yes. Okay, so it's asking for the username password. Let me stop sharing for a while. I'll enter my username and password. Okay, enter my username password. There's a new version available, so I'll skip that. Okay, so this is where I can enter the exchange rate. So from currency is USD, two currencies Canadian dollar. conversion rate is your conversion rate type, and what is the date for which you want to enter the exchange rate? 7/27, and the format is MMDDYY. So if you want, you can enter it for a specific date range or for a specific date. And the conversion type which I want to use is 1 USD is equal to say 1.35 Canadian dollar. You need not mention the inverse rate. System should automatically calculate the inverse rate. So as I have entered the required details, let me click on submit. If any of these details are not entered, you can see star is actually required. If any of these details are not entered, you get an error message. Click on submit. Okay, you get a pop-up message saying that automatically submit daily rates import program. Say yes. So the first step is it is actually pushing the data to something called interface table, and then running the standard import program. So it's asking whether you want to run the standard import program. So I'm saying yes, so that the data will get inserted into our the actual base tables. So one record got inserted successfully. Okay, now go back to your search query and search for the particular date. The request ID or the process ID, whatever got triggered, should have been completed by now. So only once that process ID is completed, you should be able to see the record here. Yeah. So this is my exchange rate, and the system has calculated the inverse rate, which is 0.74074, whatever it is here. And now let me click on done and go back to my journal entry screen, wherein I can enter the foreign currency journal using this exchange rate. So set okay, navigation is general accounting, journals, ensure that you are under your ledger. If this is not defaulting to your ledger, click on change and specify your ledger here, and then go to journals, create journal. Sorry, my environment is a bit slow today. Taking a while. Okay. So this is your journal batch, journal header, and this is journal lines. So let me just say just RV journal batch, and I want to enter it for July 20 accounting period. This and then journal, just say test RV journal. This is my ledger, this is the accounting date, and this is the journal category, which is, I just want to use general category of adjustment. Okay, so this is where I need to specify the currency. So the default currency is the functional currency, which is USD. So I just want to change it to Canadian dollar. So as soon as I change to Canadian dollar, system expect me to enter the conversion date and conversion type. So the default conversion rate type is corporate. So I just want to change it to spot. Okay, as soon as I change it to spot, I can see this is the inverse conversion rate, and this is the conversion rate. So this is basically 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 0.740741 USD, or 1 USD is equal to 1.31 Canadian dollar. If you, it's not mandatory that you should always have an exchange rate behind the system for a specific conversion rate type. If you do not have an exchange rate, there is another other option as well. You can change it back to say user, and then you can specify your own specific conversion rate. Okay, but in this case, I just want to select the conversion rate, whatever I have already entered in the system. I want to use the conversion rate. Okay, And now scroll down. I just want to pass a simple journal entry wherein I want to debit an expense account and credit say cash account. So let me pick up some account combination. Okay, so this is a new ledger which I have created just today. So I may not have any combinations available. So let me try to enter. This is my company, LOB, line of business. Yeah, and then I just want to use some freight account. Okay, people search. Okay, so this is my freight expense account, and then cost center, and then product, and then some intercompany. Okay, so this is the expense account combination. So I just want to debit expense account with say $1,500, and then I want to credit cash account. So what I'll do is I'll use the same account code combination and then just change the account from freight to my cash account. So as soon as I enter the entered value, so system automatically calculated the accounted value based on the exchange rate. So entered value is Canadian dollar and accounted value is USD, which is my functional currency. Just pick up some cash account here. So now I can directly save and leave it as is, or I can directly click on post. So when I click on post, automatically it should save and post the journal entry. Okay, so when I post the journal entry, the status is actually changed from unposted to selected for posting, and also request ID got triggered behind the scenes. So once the request ID is completed successfully, I should be able to see the status of the journal changed from selected for posting to posting. I mean, if you want, we can wait and then requery this particular journal entry, or we can even go to the schedule process and check the. Okay, let me just copy this journal batch. Let us go to the scheduled process and check the status of the request ID which got triggered. Go to scheduled process. Once the request ID or the process ID is completed, we should be able to requery the journal. Yeah, post journal is completed successfully. Now we can go back to the journal screen and requery for the journal batch, whatever we have created, to see that the status of the journal changed from selected for posting to posted. Scroll down, journals, journal accounting, journals, and then click on the task and then manage journals, journal batch starts with, and it's entered in accounting period 2020. search. Okay, you can see the status of the journal is posted. If you want, we can even click on the hyperlink and open the journal, which will give you the details of the entire journal entry, whatever we have entered. Okay, so here you can see the status of the journal is posted. I mean, in my current environment, the approval is not enabled, and hence I was able to post the journal entry as soon as I entered the journal entry, as there is no requirement of approval. So this is how you create a foreign currency journals in Fusion GL. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle e-business suite and the Fusion, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.